Nobody saw this coming.
Breaking news from North London and Arsenal's deadline drama is heating up fast. Arsenal are back in Premier League action this weekend, but make no mistake, the real tension is building off the pitch. The January transfer window slams shut on Monday, February 2nd. And right now, the Gunners are walking a fine line between ambition and hesitation. Mikel Arteta's side welcome Leeds United as they look to bounce back from last week's painful defeat to Manchester United. Confidence was restored in midweek, though, with a Champions League win over FC Kairat that sealed a perfect 100% record in the table phase. Impressive in Europe, still chasing the title at home. But the big question remains, will Arsenal move in the transfer market or stand still? Behind the scenes, names are already circulating. One of the biggest? Julian Alvarez. Reports suggest Arsenal are keeping a very close eye on the Atletico Madrid star. According to Team Talk, the Gunners have been scouting Alvarez regularly, with discussions hinting at a potential swap deal. And this is where it gets interesting. Gabriel Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus. Both names have been floated as possible make-weights in a future deal for Alvarez. But here's the catch, this is not a January move. If Arsenal are serious, it would be one for the summer. That means patience now, and risk later. Another elite name on Arsenal's radar is Eduardo Camavinga. The Real Madrid midfielder is being monitored by several clubs, and Arsenal are right in the mix. Liverpool are said to be leading the chase at the moment, but the Gunners are very much involved as they look to strengthen their midfield options. Camavinga's price? Around £86 million. And even then, Real Madrid may refuse to sell at any price. That tells you everything about the level of ambition required. So while fans debate big money signings and statement moves, there is one deal that appears to be crossing the line. Alexander Zinchenko is on his way out. The Arsenal defender has reportedly completed a medical ahead of a permanent move to Ajax. After spending the first half of the season on loan at Nottingham Forest, Zinchenko now looks set to leave the Emirates for good. It's a move that trims the squad, but also raises eyebrows. Because as Zinchenko heads out, no one has come in. And that's where the anxiety starts to grow. Arsenal are still fighting on multiple fronts, they're still chasing the Premier League title, they're still pushing deep into Europe. Yet with the clock ticking, there's no guarantee Arteta will be backed before the window closes. Do Arsenal gamble on what they already have? Do they wait for summer and risk missing out? Or do they surprise everyone with a late move? Julian Alvarez, Eduardo Camavinga, a confirmed Zinchenko exit. The pieces are moving, but the picture isn't complete yet. With just days left, Arsenal's next decision could shape the rest of their season. Because sometimes, it's not the deals you make that define a title race, it's the ones you don't.
Welcome to Gooner's Report, your trusted source for Arsenal updates, analysis and fan reactions. Subscribe now and join the Gunners community. Arsenal forever.
It was supposed to be the start of something special. A bold move, a calculated gamble, a young talent stepping out of his comfort zone to accelerate his rise. Instead, it turned into one of the most brutal lessons football can deliver, all in the space of a few minutes, hundreds of miles away, with nothing he could do to stop it. On Wednesday night, Ethan Nwaneri watched his Champions League hopes vanish, not because of a mistake he made, not because of a defeat he played in, but because of a goalkeeper scoring a goal in Portugal with the final kick of the game. This is the story of a lone move that promised Europe, a competition decided by chaos, and a reminder that football development is never a straight line. When Arsenal sanctioned Ethan Nwaneri's lone move to Olympique Marseille, the logic was clear. Game time, pressure, responsibility, and exposure to European football. At just 17 years old, Nwaneri has already lived a career many players can only dream of: Premier League debut history, first team involvement, and a reputation as one of England's brightest attacking prospects. But Arsenal knew something important. Talent alone isn't enough. Minutes matter, experience matters, a massive club, a demanding fan base, a coach in Roberto De Zerbi renowned for developing young players, and, crucially, a team competing in the Champions League. For Nwaneri, it looked like the perfect next step, and that's why Marseille became the destination. Nwaneri wasted no time announcing himself. On his Marseille debut, The Arsenal loanee found the back of the net, helping Les Olympiens secure victory over RC Lens. It was the ideal start. Confidence, belief, validation. The move was already paying off, but there was a complication lurking in the background, one that would soon turn excitement into frustration. Despite being part of Marseille's squad, Nwaneri was not registered for their final Champions League phase match. UEFA regulations made it impossible. The timing of the loan meant he could only watch from the stands as Marseille took on Club Brugge, knowing that his presence on the pitch could make no difference. For a young player desperate to test himself at the highest level, that alone was painful. But what followed was far worse. From the opening stages, things went wrong for Marseille. Club Brugge struck early, then struck again. Mamadou Diakon, Romeo Vermont. 2 goals in quick succession. Total control for the Belgian side. Marseille were rattled. The atmosphere shifted. Qualification suddenly looked uncertain. When Alexander Stankovic added a 3rd goal in the 79th minute, the damage seemed done. And yet, somehow, Marseille were still alive. Despite losing 3-0, Marseille were clinging on. Goal difference, other results, fine margins. As things stood late into the night, Les Olympiens were scraping into the top 24, just enough to reach the knockout phase of the Champions League. It wasn't pretty, but it was enough, or so they thought. While Marseille suffered quietly, chaos was unfolding elsewhere. In Portugal, Benfica were leading Real Madrid 3-2. Not only that Madrid were down to 9 men, the game was entering stoppage time. Benfica were already celebrating qualification. Then football decided to remind everyone why it's the most unforgiving sport in the world. Deep into added time, Benfica won a free kick, and their goalkeeper Anatoly Trubin went forward. One last roll of the dice, one final moment. The ball was delivered into the box. Trubin attacked it, and unbelievably, he scored. The goalkeeper found the back of the net with the final kick of the game. Pandemonium in Portugal. Qualification secured, history made. And in France, devastation. That single goal knocked Marseille out of the Champions League. The consequences were immediate. Champions League exit. No playoff round. £825,000 in prize money lost. For a club operating under financial pressure, that money mattered. But the emotional impact was just as heavy. A European campaign ended not by their own final whistle, but by a goalkeeper hundreds of miles away. For Nwaneri, the blow cut deeper. One of the biggest attractions of the Marseille loan was Champions League football. Not just training, not just squad involvement, actual European nights. Now, that door is closed. No knockout matches, no European exposure this season, no chance to test himself against the elite. For a teenager hungry to learn, that hurts. And he didn't even get the chance to influence the outcome. Former England captain Steven Gerrard spoke last week about why the move made so much sense. He believed Europe was a crucial part of Nwaneri's development. He said this was a win for everyone: Arsenal, Marseille, and the player. A chance to learn under De Zerbi. A chance to experience different leagues, different cultures, different pressures. And Gerrard was right, even now. Despite the Champions League heartbreak, this loan still makes sense. Nwaneri will play more football. He will face physical defenders, hostile crowds, different tactical demands.